Okay, awesome. Oh, let me tell Facebook. Did you tell Facebook we're live?
I
Hi,
didn't.
everybody. I'm going to tell Facebook that we are live.
Hello, hello, hello. This
And
is number 4.
I know. Let me take a picture and tell Facebook we're live. If you're coming to us from Facebook. Doop. Okay. Oh, I just got a notification on my phone. Let's see. Let me tell Facebook we are live. Sweet. And let me share our feed. It should be up because I just got the notification. Yep. It says on our phone. Oh, I'm going to get some reverb. And let me share our feed. It should be copy link. I just got the notification. Yep. Okay. It says on our phone. Quiet. Alrighty. All right, Facebook land. Now you know that we are live.
What did you share it from YouTube?
I didn't even think to do that. No, I just took a picture of us on the screen. I should have done that. Duh. I didn't think about it.
I was trying to figure out how you were hearing us when you shared it. That's what I was.
Oh, because I opened up my YouTube app on my phone. Could you hear us?
Yeah.
Talking? Yeah. It's because I opened the YouTube app because my phone notified me that you were live.
Oh, got you. Oh,
Yep.
And look, I opened up YouTube and it's showing that you are live.
Oh, nice. Oh, good.
So I'm going to share that one to Facebook.
Yay. Oh, you know what? Let me put this on.
We got 3 people watching.
Hi, guys. So we are, and this is small business tip. Always repurpose your stuff, share all of your stuff. So right now we're just sharing to everyone that we can that we are live because we want our friends to hop on. If you're here, say hi. I'd love, 4 people. Hi. If you're here, say hi. Today we're going to talk about things that small businesses do wrong in the beginning. And then we're also going to continue to talk about our book, which the book that we're listening to right now is The Richest Man in Babylon, which one of our viewers recommended to us. And we are both reading it. So, reading it, audio booking it. So when I say reading, just know that I probably mean some sort of audio for anything.
Yes, absolutely. I love to read, but when I read, it's generally for pleasure.
Right.
And hi, Bobby loves to thrift from Northeast Ohio.
Hi, hello.
Welcome. Glad to have you. I'm going to tell you what, I have to say this really quick because, I was kind of fighting the whole Richest Man in Babylon book.
Yes.
When we first started talking about it.
Yes, you are.
I am so into it now.
Good.
It's only like 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah.
But like you get even it's told in parables. Green-eyed moose, yay!
We're talking about right now. We're talking about The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yeah, and Bryce is the one that told us about it.
Yes, Bryce, you did tell us about it. So we hopped on it, and so we're talking to you. You want to talk about it now, Cheryl, instead at the end?
Hey, might as well.
Yeah. So okay, so you were kind of fighting it, but now
I was. And I got about 10 minutes or so in, and then it started getting a little juicy. And and now I'm like 3 hours. I've got like an hour and a half left of it. But when I was listening yesterday, hey, side gig, hi, how are you?
Hi.
Glad to have you. I had to stop because there was so much information.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh. And but regardless of what I said about my tax strategies and saving money that way to repurpose into business and investments, I revamped my whole budget last week.
Ooh, nice.
And I took 10% of my income and I put it into an account all by itself.
Yay! I wish we could play noises right now. I'd play like a horn or like the yay sound. Yay!
We're gonna have to figure out some of that kind of stuff. That would be fun.
Yes. Oh, that's so awesome. Okay, so what chapter or what do you remember what specifically was said that you were like, okay, I'm doing this?
Well, it was just, it talks about the 7 principles, and it talks
Yep.
about it in different ways over and over.
Mhm.
And he keeps going back to, I know this is not his name. Now I want to call him Ahmed because I'm
Hi,
thinking
Sherry.
I'm thinking about the Jeff
Wow.
Dunham and the puppet.
Arcad.
Arcad.
Yeah.
There it is.
I had to look it up.
Because I'm like, Ahmed, the terrorist. No.
Yes.
Arcad, the richest man in
Arcad.
Babylon. He constantly goes back to, yes, he made some bad choices. Other people made some bad choices. But being very specific, I think this is what got me. Being very specific about putting that money away for a future investment. To be ready when the right investment comes along, one that you've done your due diligence on, one that you can completely trust the people that you are investing with.
Yep.
And I am not great about that.
Yeah.
I'm really super quick to jump on board with things.
Absolutely. Me too.
Yeah. And that was part of the story that I was just getting into yesterday, was not pulling the trigger.
Right.
And it turning out to be a great investment.
Ooh, we have a new watcher. So we have Sherry on now, and also Chris. I don't have my glasses on, so if I'm like, I'm trying to read the screen. Chris, oh, thank you, Marcus D. Okay, sweet. I'm not sure. Marcus D. Was he on last week?
Marcus Dixon is Dixon's Pickens.
Okay.
So he's an eBay reseller. He has a great YouTube channel that he helps a lot of people with. So
we should have him on. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Marcus
is fantastic.
Yeah. Great. Well, good. Awesome. I'm happy to see new faces. So we're talking about The Richest Man in Babylon. In the very first episode that we did together, I was talking, it's kind of like a story, but I'll get to the point. I was talking about Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, and then Bryce, Green-Eyed Moose, mentioned The Richest Man in Babylon. Both Cheryl and I were like, well, we haven't heard of it. We haven't read it. We hopped right on it. Now we're listening to the audiobook together, but separately. And so we're taking like 10 or 15 minutes out of each episode to talk about it. And we're kind of wrapping it up. So yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. Have you guys, Chris, Sherry, obviously, Bryce, you have, I believe, Side Gig, was that you last week that mentioned another book? Cheryl, did you write it down?
I did not.
The Millionaire Next Door, I think it was.
Oh, right.
Said it's very similar to that, except it's 2000. It was written in 2000, in the 2000s. The Richest Man in Babylon was written in the 1920s. So that's going to be up next on our list. So Bobby, Side Gig, Sherry, Chris, have you guys, and if you're driving and stuff, that's fine. Don't answer. But have you guys read The Richest Man in Babylon? And if so, please feel free to chime in. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Yes. Thank you. Yep. So that's up next on our list, The Millionaire Next Door. So right now we're kind of, and I think we're in the same place, Cheryl. We're talking about waiting for a good opportunity to hop on.
Right. And so the parable part that is in the place that I'm listening to right now talked about a couple of different people that had these opportunities to present themselves.
Yes.
And were like, no, I'd rather spend the money on myself.
Right.
Or the one guy, it was dark, so he couldn't count the sheep.
Yep.
And instead of trusting, and I get it, because I don't know that I would have trusted the situation either. Because I kept thinking, he's gonna do this and he's gonna lose his money. Yeah. And I was so wrong.
Yeah. And he was kicking himself the next day also.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's it's been very interesting finding that fine line between trusting the people that you're talking to and jumping in versus not being sure it's a great investment versus no, I want to spend the money on me. I want to take a vacation. I want to get, this. I want to go get my hair done. I want to get my nails done. There's a lot of things that we do. Some people around here are so like really spend a lot of money on Starbucks. They probably keep Starbucks going. Way to throw you under the bus, right? But I mean, we all have things that we could potentially cut out of our lives or reduce.
Right.
That could put a pretty penny back in our pockets to give us the ability to be ready when an investment comes along.
Yep.
And that's kind of what I was doing last week was looking at really closely at my budget and trying to figure out what could I go ahead and cut out. Some things I was going to cut out, I just paid for, like the bill had already processed.
It's already, it's passed. So next month.
So now I'm going to make sure that I use those things this month and be doubly sure that they're going to be a good investment for me to continue using going forward. I can always opt back in.
Yep, absolutely.
Subscriptions. So
we have a question. Having read what you have read in the book, does it draw a good comparison to present day? Yeah. I mean, I'm only about halfway through and I'm like, oh, wow, this is so true. There are a couple quotes in it, and I don't want to say the quote because I'm sure I'm going to get it wrong, but there are a couple quotes in there that are like, oof, that one, I took it personal because I'm like, our cat's talking to me right now. Our cat doesn't know Renee, but he's talking to Renee. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Cheryl was just saying. Yeah. I mean,
I got behind it. I got behind it. I took 10% and I stuck it in a separate savings account. So
yeah.
So yeah, I completely feel like you can draw a great comparison to present day.
Oh yeah.
It's also helped me. Like, I guess by continuing to do this, it's going to keep it front and center to be more careful about what I spend money on.
Right.
As we continue any of these books. However, I'm like really leery about finishing it because it is keeping that topic front and center. Like I scroll through Amazon. Nope, I don't need to. Nope.
Yeah.
I don't need that. Nope. It can wait. Nope. So
yeah,
I'm being much more mindful of what I'm spending money on.
Yeah.
Last week.
Right.
Short period of time.
But you know what though? Once 21 days and you create a new habit, 21, 28, something like that. I'm sure it varies per person, but if we continue on, I'm going to guess, just like one of our viewers said, like other books kind of have the same comparisons, but they were just written at different times. If we keep reading, then the same concepts will just keep getting pushed through our brains. And then it'll just be natural that we don't go out and spend, $100 on Starbucks or whatever. It'll just be like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore, whether we're reading the book or not. It's just going to be ingrained in us. Or at the end of the month, when we look at our bank accounts and we're like, oh, wait a minute, where is this extra money coming from? I have extra money in here. Did I not pay a bill or what? And then you're like, oh my gosh, yeah. Not spending money I think that my top things obviously are Starbucks, is also cups too. So I may not drink the drinks. My teenagers, they like the drinks, but I'm obsessed with buying the cups. And for what? You can only drink out of one at a time, So
I used to be horrible about buying mugs.
Mugs. Oh yeah. We are. Oh yeah.
In general.
I have seen the same lessons told in different ways. Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking, that we're going to hear it and have even more aha moments in future books.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we can come on here and like have a little mini book club and talk about these topics, and you guys can join in. You can come in on the screen with us too. So, if, in fact, let me throw the link in the chat right quick.
Oh, good. I'm like, Cheryl, you got to do that. I'm like, I don't know how to do it. Okay. Oh, that's right. It comes up for both of us. Yep. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really happy about it. I'd like to finish it.
And it goes back to consistency.
It does.
And to segue into something that I brought up with you early this morning, consistency in building those small habits every single day across a period of time. And like you said, you know, some people it might be 21 days, some people it's 28. For me, I can get through 90 and on day 91 fall off the wagon and completely lose it all.
Yeah.
So I'm much harder.
You know what? That's how I am with the gym.
Yes.
That's like my number one thing. Like I will work out, and I say the gym, but home gym, walking, right? Even if it's just walking, right? I will do it and be like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. And then I'm like, it's snowing outside. I'm not going out. Even though it snowed last week and I went out, it's just that one day and then it's gone. And then I won't walk for 6 months. It's the craziest thing.
No, that's
even if I really enjoy it. Yep. Like I don't even have to hate the thing just for me to be completely derailed.
Yep.
So that's something, I mean, now that I recognize that, I just really need to work on it.
I'm not sure how to work on that because I have the exact same issue.
Yeah. Yep.
And it really is with the first example that comes to mind for me is working out.
Yep.
Like I can do the 90 days and then something invariably happens. I'm not going to receive that. I'm putting that back. I'm throwing that away. But like I'll get sick or I'll get the sniffles or I don't feel good or I get achy or whatever.
Yeah.
We take a vacation day.
Yeah.
Steve's home. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do it today.
Yeah.
And that's like totally wrong because you know, he's the one that he works out consistently. Like if I couldn't have a better example.
Right. Another great book, Atomic Habits. Oh, I feel like I have that one downstairs. Side gig. Is it white with like speckles on the front? Like, is it Cheryl? Is that where
it's definitely a white cover with Atomic Habits on it.
Isn't that terrible? I think I own that book.
I think I have it on Audible too.
Oh gosh, what is wrong with me? I need to read these books. Okay, well, we're gonna throw that one on the list too.
Yeah, I added it to the list.
Oh my goodness, thank you. I know it needs to be done.
So back to consistency. I came across this lady on YouTube and brought up with Renee this morning about doing some type of a challenge, and come to find out, Renee's already got a challenge coming up starting July 1st.
I do. Oh, and look, this is going to tie in. Okay, so Bryce is saying what it says on the subject about not overdoing it or underdoing it, but just do what you can consistently do. Yes. And so that's why I created this challenge. And it's funny because Cheryl, I created it like a month ago, and originally I was going to do it June 1st. So the backstory on this was I wanted to do 75 hard. Which, are you familiar with that? Everyone, are you guys all familiar with 75 hard? And I was like, all right, Renee, let's have to come to Jesus with ourselves. Are we really going to stay? Because if you skip a day, you have to start over.
Right.
And so I said, okay, I would like to do it. But where I am mentally, like now with the sun being out and taco trucks driving around and orange crushes being made at the local pub. Like, I need to be serious with myself. I'm probably not going to complete it, and I'm not going to keep starting over every day. Like, that's just, so I came up with another challenge, and it's small wins. And so you don't have to start over, but the basis of that is being consistent. And it's funny because my very first podcast that I did, the title is Motivation is BS, because you're not going to always be motivated to do all of this stuff. Like, you're not going to wake up every day and be like, I'm not going to drink an orange crush today, and I'm not going to have any coffee, and I'm going to drink 100. You're not going to feel like that every single day. You're just not. But you need to just do it. Like, so I made a list, because I feel like if I have a list, and my lists, I mean, I could show you, they're all over the table. I have lists in my car. I have lists in my phone. If I make a list every single day, oh, it's like I'm crossing everything off. I'm going to cross everything off. And so I created this challenge so that I can actually cross these things off. Rain, shine, taco truck driving right out in front of my head. Doesn't matter. What does your list say, Renee? And then being consistent and staying with that list. But, you know, it's not like you can't have one orange crush, or you can't take a nap, because I'm always going to take a nap. I'm a big fan of a good 20-minute nap. I'm always going to take a nap, and but I said, let me do this because I'm going to start somewhere. 75 hard is not for me right now, but that's not an excuse to not do anything and not try to do something. So I had this challenge, and I'm going to start it. And it's called the Small Wins Challenge. And you know what? At the end, Cheryl, what I'll do is just send you the link. And then if you guys want to see, it's free. I mean, you can just do it, and we can talk about it if you want to. It's just a little checklist. It's very easy, guys. There are really easy things on there, but about being kind to yourself, self-care, which to me, self-care, taking a 20-minute nap is self-care, guys. Having one piece of candy after a hard day, that's self-care to me. So, yes.
Having that orange crush is self-care to me.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, absolutely. You know? So, yeah, it's being consistent.
Yes.
Whether you want to or not. You know, just do it.
So Renee's got the list of things, and I mean, your list could be different. Mm-hmm. But she's got a list, and you can look at her list and use that as an example and figure out what you may or may not want to do if you would like to join in with something. The one that I saw, and I'm going to put together a PDF and have it, with Renee and my information on it. And it's just going to be, you pick the thing, one thing, just pick the one thing, and you pick how many minutes a day. So maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's 20 minutes, whatever it is, but you pick the one thing and you pick how many minutes, and you're going to do that for however many days, 30 days, 60 days. The challenge that I saw was for 150 days. I think we should start smaller.
Okay.
Because we can always get to the end of the 30 days, look back.
Right.
Was this beneficial to me?
Right.
I did it for the 30 days.
Right.
But was it beneficial? So this other person, it was all about something that she already knew.
Okay.
That she could do in her business.
Okay.
For 20 minutes a day. That would, so like, create a design for print on demand and upload it to her stuff.
I love it.
And I thought that was a great idea, because one of the things that I just learned this morning, Renee probably already knows, is that these websites limit how many things that you can upload a day or put on there. Mm-hmm. So for me, just learning and just trying to get started, I was like, okay, I want to spend 20 minutes, and I'm going to set a timer.
Okay.
20 minutes to learn this new app that I found out about, because I'm one of those rabbit hole kind of people.
Oh my gosh. Me too.
And I get started on it, and then I don't want to quit, and then nothing else gets done.
Nothing gets done.
So I started looking at the video. There's videos on teaching you how to use it. So
Yes.
I figured, okay, maybe some of the videos are 20 minutes. So maybe I need to do 30 minutes.
Perfect.
Set my timer.
Okay.
But I can't do it until after my regular stuff is done.
Yes. I love that.
And I'm going to try that for 30 days.
I love it.
And see where I get with the app and my own comfort level at the end of 30 days. And then
I love it.
Well, okay, so it's the 6th. I'm going to start. I already did like 25 minutes today. So
Okay.
I'm going to just say from now till the end of June.
Okay.
And see where I get to.
Okay, y'all. You guys all hearing this? So next Tuesday, when you guys come back, we're going to ask Cheryl where she is with her progress.
All right.
Don't let me forget.
30 minutes.
You know what, though? But I think that's great. And it's also very helpful when you share stuff like that, because people will keep you accountable. They will. They'll ask you about it. Like, hey, remember you're talking about the blah, blah, blah. How's it going? And even if you fell off the wagon, maybe that'll be enough motivation. Like, okay, well, people are paying attention to what I say. Maybe I better go back and do this. Like, or if you have friends like mine, they'll just give you a bunch of crap about it. And you're like, okay, I'll do it. Sorry.
So
that's not bad.
That brings up another topic. Who really gets perturbed about, like, I have an accountability partner for my eBay stuff.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, this person and I get along really well as far as the eBay stuff. I've never felt like they're tracking me down or they're, giving me a hard time. It's like we kind of always seem to have bad days together and good days together.
That's good. I mean, that's good. Someone to commiserate with. That's awesome.
But generally speaking, it's like I have hired people to be my mentor.
Yeah.
And then got mad and like ghosted them when they start.
Yeah.
Did you get your stuff done? No, I didn't. Just go away. I don't want to do it.
But you know what, though? That's a question that you should say to yourself. Why am I angry about this? Why am I mad? Why am I mad? That's so funny you just said that, because I literally had the same talk with my kids the other day. They were like that their middle school kids are really mean to each other. And my daughter came home and said that someone said something to her and she was so mad about it. And I said, well, is it true? And she was like, well, and then she stopped. And I said, do you see? You can only be mad about, number one, don't give other people your power. But maybe it's a little bit true if you're mad about it, because if someone came to you and said, oh my gosh, I don't like that face tattoo, that looks so ridiculous, you would laugh it off because you're like, I don't have a face tattoo. I don't know what you're talking about. But if the thing is even a little bit true, it's going to hit a sore point and it's going to make you think, but do you know what I mean? Why are you mad? So then I said to her, stop, think about why you're mad about it. Maybe it's partially true. And then explore that and change it, because you wouldn't be mad if it wasn't true or if it didn't hit a sore spot. You know what I mean? And then she's like, mom, teenage storm off. But I was like, you know, I'm right now. I'm right. Think about it. But that's, why are you mad at your mentor if they're asking you, or why is it annoying you? You know what I mean? Because you didn't do it.
Yeah.
I need to spend 20 minutes a day. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, guys. Cheryl, can you make it big?
Yes. All right.
Okay, great. I need to spend 20 minutes a day on a brand on eBay sell-through to improve my sourcing skills. That is great.
Yes.
And you know why you need to do that? So you can stop wasting money on stuff that's not going to sell. so you can really niche down if you want to, so you can make more sales. That's awesome. And that's good that you recognize that.
And eBay, I mean, Renee was a seller too, so she gets it. She definitely gets it. She's all about marketing products. So Renee is probably, like, I get the eBay stuff, but she's got a lot more experience than I do with it. So,
and let me tell you guys something. I wish I could move my camera. Actually, you know what? I'm going to, because I'm going to show you guys. I sourced for a long time without doing market research. And because of that, hold on, the camera's going to be shaky for a minute because I have to open a window and I'm going to point the camera out the window, but I want to show you guys why it's so important to source correctly, because I'm going to show you what happens when you don't source correctly and how much money you can actually waste. Okay. All right. Bear with me. I think I can reach. I think so. Okay. I can't really see out there. Do you guys see that?
yes.
Yes. That is, I'm not even going to lie, like probably, let me shut this window again. That just reminded me I need to put a screen in that window. Because why is that just open? Half of that is full of stuff that we bought just because it was a good deal. And probably 10% of that we've had for 3 years.
Okay, because, so while we're being honest here, I ended 83 items this morning.
Oh, you did? Good. But you did it for a reason.
I'm getting rid of them.
Yes.
Because they were not good buys. They no longer fit in my niche.
Yes. Exactly. But when you're a new seller, you don't know. Right. You don't know. And when I was a new seller, I took a couple of courses, and of course they said different things. I paid all of this money. People were not truthful in all of them.
Right.
And I wasted a bunch of money. And this goes back to something that we talked about a couple weeks ago, where people make these videos and they're like, oh, just buy this and then you'll be a millionaire. But you don't know all of the ins and outs. And ins and outs cost a lot of money after a while. Learn, you know what I mean? Making the bad investments and making the bad choices, and oh, it's $1. Oh, you can get 10 for this or that. It adds up. And then you're like, oh my gosh, why did I buy these? No one wants them. No one wants them.
Oh, I said 84 items.
Yes. More than that?
Mm-hmm. Because some of them was retail arbitrage.
Yep.
That I had multiple quantities of it. I got it for next to nothing.
For nothing. Yep.
And I mean, some of it was only 10 cents a piece.
Yep. But they didn't sell.
I sold one.
Okay.
One in 6 months. One.
It's now obviously there's ways you can liquidate it. You can donate it for the write-off. You can give it to someone else. You
can't donate it for the write-off.
You cannot? Why is that?
Because we're already writing it off when we purchase it.
Okay.
So that would be double dipping.
So then you just donate it for the goodness, out of the goodness of your heart.
Yep.
Oh boy. Yep. What if, I'm going to make up a scenario. What if you gave it to your spouse, say you do separate taxes, and they donate it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically,
that's just a scenario that came up in my mind. Technically, yes. Okay.
However, many people right now, especially in middle class, aren't going to be taking the
right
donation anyway.
They take what? Just a standard deduction, right?
Right. Because
Right.
the standard deduction is so much higher
It
than
is.
it was a few years ago when we
It
were
is.
still doing itemized. If you owned a house back before 2017, if you owned a house, it made a whole lot of sense
Yep.
to itemize because
Yep.
of the mortgage payment. Now,
Right. Right. Just take the standard deduction. Yeah. I see the screen moving a lot. Trying to get our sell through to go up. We list 15 and we're getting 10. Oh, great. Thanks, Cheryl. 10 a day sales, but we can't seem to get pushed past the 10 a day. We have 10 sales a day, average over 90 days. But you're listing 15 a day now. Is that what you said? We've been listing consistently 15, haven't missed a day since November 1st. Oof. Is it possible? What are two things you would? I have two suggestions. Cheryl, what were you about to say?
well, like Bryce said earlier about making sure that what they're listing
Yep.
has a solid sell through.
Yep.
So that would be the first thing. And then it takes time for eBay to catch up
Yeah.
with what you're doing. So even though that's like 6 months ago,
Yep.
if you're consistently, I mean, when you started listing 15 a day, were you at 10 on average? Because if you weren't at 10 on average and the listing the 15 brought you to 10,
Right.
then it's going to take a while to
catch up.
that.
Yeah. What I was going to say is either list 20 a day if time permits, but definitely continue to list 15 a day because it's not going to hurt you. And I feel like by Q4 of this year, the benefits will pay off. We were selling 8. Okay. Well, yeah, there's your answer right there. If you're able to do 15 very easily, push past 15 or just stay at 15. I wouldn't go back to 10 instead of 15. Yeah, we were listing 10 and selling 8. Okay. Yeah, give time some time. It's annoying, but give time a little bit of time. Do you sell evergreen items or are you more of a seasonal chaser? Because that could make a difference too. I'm going to assume that you're more of an evergreen because I feel like that's kind of like an obvious answer, but everything clothing. Okay. My husband is a big clothing seller and he just stays consistent. I mean, that's it as time permit. You know what I mean? Like sales have not been great. They have not been great.
Now is don't look for your sales to go up right now.
Yeah.
Keep listing. What text says is keep listing.
Mm-hmm.
Bulk up your store when fall rolls around, end of summer rolls around.
Oh, yeah.
People are back in front of their computers again.
Go crazy. Yep.
Then things will pick up. Here's my issue with that. My issue is I don't want my store to be that big. I don't want to list so much more than what I'm selling.
Okay.
So trying to get that happy balance to where, you know, I want to be listing 10, selling 10. Okay, right now I get that, you know, maybe that's not going to happen.
Right.
But if I was listing 10 back in November, we're going to use this example. If I was listing 10 back in November, went to 15, and I have increased it to 15, I mean, I've stayed at the 15 for 6 months and it's come up a couple, then I'm going to stay put. I'm not going, because I'm already adding 5 to my store every day. Past what's selling. So my store is growing by 5 a day, 35 a week.
Right.
And then you start talking about, you know, storage things and whatnot. So, I mean, for me, I don't want it to grow that. Let's see.
We don't want to.
She's back. Job interrupted. Green Eyed Moose is men's and women's, and no summer slowdown. Yeah, we don't want to increase our listings until we're getting closer to the 15 sold today because cash flow poor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, just stay consistent then. If you guys had a plan when you started, I'm assuming you guys started talking about, hey, let's start listing more around October to implement it in November. Stick with the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Give it like a solid year. It's kind of a bummer, but
same thing that Tech says.
Give it a solid year. Buy costs on all items this year thanks to Cheryl's spreadsheet. Oh, nice. Because
Sweet.
keeping track of stuff really makes a difference.
Yes.
It does.
Knowing your numbers is crucial. Oh, there we go. We have come around to what we were going to start this podcast out about.
Sorry. If you heard that stomp, my dog's going crazy downstairs.
So yeah, knowing your numbers is crucial to increasing your business, to building your business.
Yep.
And the topic that we were gonna start out today with was
mistakes that small business owners make, especially in the beginning.
Yes.
And that's one of the things. Know your numbers. Know your numbers.
That's definitely one of the things that people don't bother with.
I'm like, that is the first, one of the first, market research is probably the first, but that is one of the first things that you need to figure out. Yeah, because that'll dive your business right into the ground immediately. You'll run out of cash so fast you won't even know what hits you, because $5 here, $5 there. Oh, this is just $100. Oh, but we need this is $10 a month. Oh, and this is $35 one-time charge. And oh, we need to go buy that. You'll be like, excuse me, how did I spend $500 and I haven't even launched yet? Well, yeah, that's what it takes. I don't see a lot of resellers so much doing this. Maybe if you have like a brick and mortar incorporated in, but I always tell people average sale price 90 days, 25. That's good.
That's really good.
That's very good. That's very good.
That's including shipping, right?
If you don't know your numbers. Exactly. Right. It's a hobby. Right.
Well,
then it doesn't matter what you're spending. You're doing it out of happiness. But if you're doing this because it's your job or you're trying to make it a full-time job, then you need to know your numbers for sure. And I tell people, I have a friend who wants to open a restaurant. And the very first thing I said to her was, have you created a business plan? And she said, what is that? And I nearly fell out of my chair. I said, okay, I'm not trying to like sound the alarms, but sound the alarms. Like, you have to do a business. You have to. You have to. It'll tell you you're a competition. What are your projections for 1 year, 5 years, 3? Like, you have to do it just to get an idea. You can't just say, oh, I want to do this and then do it, but you're going to fail. You're going to fail that way. You're going to fail. Not trying to be negative. I try to be really positive, but set yourself up to at least break even for a while and then start making some money. And that's another thing. People think like, oh, I'm going to make money like day one. It doesn't always happen that way. Like, perfect example. I started selling on Amazon 5 years ago. The fees, that's one of the courses I took. Oh, get your phone out, go scan in stores. You'll make $1,000 a day. Okay. But the fees, even on days where I made $1,000 a day, I didn't make $1,000 a day because I was making bad purchases. I was putting the van that I just got rid of, 247,000 miles on it. I could tell you like 25% of those miles was because I was driving from here to there, going picking up this order, going to pick up that order, going to the post office because I missed my mail lady, going to get boxes, all of that stuff adds up. It's crazy. Oh, our chat is going crazy right now. $13.27 per item, net pay out before cost of goods over 90 days. Nice. That's awesome. And I love that you're down to the cent. To the cent. Yes. That's great. Yeah. I mean, you have to know. You have to know. Yep. That's awesome. Yep. So, and so that goes back to insufficient planning.
And with reselling, we still need to plan. A lot of people just jump into reselling. We don't have to do a business plan per se, but we still need to plan. And the people that have joined in Chris and Tech's group that have not listed their first thing, I mean, you can count them. You can count them on one hand. The number of people that find the group, join the group, and start studying the material before ever listing their first item. However, all of the rest of us are like, man, I wish I had done that.
Right.
Because of all of the money that we have spent.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It made me upset before, but now I'm like, it's over. It's over and done with. You know better. You do better, hopefully. Start fresh.
Right.
Hard lessons learned.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's one thing I like about communities, though, because you can save people if they're willing to listen to what, the information you're offering. You can save people a lot of time and a lot of heartache and a lot of money.
Yes.
You really can. Yep. Okay. So and we kind of already touched on this, poor financial management. So inadequate budgeting and the cash flow management, which I like. Was that Bryce saying that he didn't want to be cash poor? That's important to recognize. Okay, if I do this, then this will happen. You don't want to be cash poor.
Right.
So your business cannot move forward. I know there's like a big movement now for people to get, it's all over my TikTok, maybe because I've watched a couple of the videos because I'm like, what are these people talking about? To get business credit. And that's great if you are prepared to have the means to pay it off, because people forget that. Okay, you might have done really well your first year, and now you have, I'm seeing, Cheryl, I'm not talking $1,000. I'm talking people talking about $25,000, $50,000 of credit. And I think that's great. And I think that people underestimate how fast you can spend $50,000.
Oh, right.
Like you can spend it a month easy, especially if you're making just like, swipe, the card, quick, easy. Look at that motion. It's so fast. And also if you're not keeping track, I'll just pay for this dinner with this. No, that's not what that's for. But I see all these people talking about, I'm going to get this business credit, which is great. I know that PayPal for a while and still gives out loans, and that's great. But if you are consistently, having $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 months, and then you get sick or something happened, which we've seen this with the C word, you like out of the blue, okay, hey, we're not delivering trucks anymore. We can't get you your inventory. Like what? Where are you going to get your inventory from? How are you going to sell? Now, how are you paying back this loan? So that's like a big thing. People are like, oh yeah, I want to get a loan. You just started your business, like get in, make your money. And then do you really think you can sustain those numbers? Because you might have done really well for 6 months. What if you have a month where you do bad? Can you pay for that out of your pocket with your 9 to 5 or however you pay your bills? Are you going to be able to pay that loan back? Because they're going to get their money, and then you don't want to mess your credit up.
That's right.
So that's like a scary thing. Have you seen that a lot? People like, I want to get this business loan. Okay, but just know you've been in business.
Talked about it in my accounting call last week.
Did you really? Oh, I'm so mad I missed it, because it's like, I don't want to discourage people, but when I see people talking about, oh yeah, I'm going to get this $50,000 loan. Okay, A, what are you doing with the money? And are you 100% confident that you have the skills to be able to pay it back?
Right.
And what if your inventory does get shut off? Or if you order from overseas for a while, Chinese holiday, there you go, right there. Your shipments
Which lasts like a month and a half.
It's like a month and a half. I was going to say 6 weeks. They're not shipping stuff out. Like, are you looking at their calendar? Are you accounting for all of that? What if the ports are not open? Workers right now, that's a huge thing. I don't know, and I don't really like talking about the news, but there are workers in states right now who are not showing up. So if you need those workers to be able to get your stuff, you better have a backup plan. Oh, that's awesome. I will begin back into reselling. That's really good, Chris. Mainly
That's
clothing.
wonderful.
That's really good to hear. That's awesome. Please come back and tell us how it's going. That's really exciting. That's awesome. So yeah, I mean,
and that's a great way to get, when you have to care for family members.
Yep.
To be able to do that in the after hours.
Yep.
And you can do 5 listings.
You can.
And make a decent amount of, you can make 30 grand a year with 5 listings a day.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Especially if you're doing all of your due diligence ahead of time and you are learning how to search on eBay and you're learning how to search on Terapeak and you're figuring out the things that actually sell through better. So Chris says, I have a successful Etsy shop and an abundance of low-cost clothing in my area, free to $2 per item.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm struggling with Etsy.
What specifically?
Well,
I bet Chris could give you some tips.
Yeah, right. I started that Printfy thing.
Okay.
I put my first design up on it, and it was supposed to connect with eBay and Etsy and other things.
Okay.
I connected it to eBay and I connected it to Etsy. The item went to my eBay store, no problem. And it's not listing on my Etsy store. I don't know why.
Does the API key need to be refreshed?
It just did it.
Maybe disconnect the store and reconnect it.
Okay.
Did you try that?
Not yet.
It fights boredom. Oh yeah. Absolutely, it fights boredom. And you have to think a little bit, but not too much, which is great. Yeah.
So Chris, what do you have on your Etsy shop? Unless you don't want to mention. That's okay too. If you don't want to say, that's please don't. I mean, you be very broad.
Be broad. Yep. So Cheryl, I would say disconnect it, connect it again, refresh the API key. Okay. But also, one thing I know about Etsy is you have to consistently list.
I couldn't get the first item up.
Yeah.
But all of the platforms are the same way.
They are.
It goes right back to what we were talking about earlier.
Yep. If you're going to be in it, you need to be in it.
Yep. And if you have to do whatever it is daily. If you cannot do it 7 days a week, then you have to make plans on how you're going to get those things done on the days that you can't.
Yep.
So eBay now, if you have a store subscription, you can actually you don't even have to have a store subscription. But anyway, you can schedule your listings for free now. For free.
It's awesome.
Which used to cost us money to do that. So literally there is no barrier now.
Woohoo, Bryce. That's right.
7 days a week.
You have to get your listings done. I love it.
Thanks for coming, Bryce.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Paper crafts and vintage paper.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
That is really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good niche. Yeah, that's a good niche. That's so funny she just said that. I like to save a lot of things. And last week, I opened up one of the 100 boxes that we have in the warehouse, and there was a Kinko's. Do you remember the Kinko's
Yes.
store?
Yep.
So it was the Kinko's in College Park. My mom would take me there, and they sold paper for 10 cents a sheet, like this decorative paper. And I found a whole folder of paper with the matching envelopes.
Oh, wow.
And I believe it's, if I had to guess, it's probably 26 years old, 27, 26, and 27 years old. How the mice haven't just destroyed this stuff, and it's perfect.
Wow.
It's in perfect shape. Yep.
That's
I
awesome.
know. I just put it right back. I'm like, well, I can't write on it. I have to save this forever. I don't know why I have to save it forever, but I have to save it forever. Well, the stores are gone now. I don't even think they have Kinko's anymore, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I know where you're talking about, the one in College Park.
Yep. That was like the highlight. Gosh, I can't even imagine saying to my kids now, do you guys want to go to a copy shop and get some paper? They'd be like, no way, Mom. No, we don't. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Vintage books. Oh, wow. You get books for free. Oh, ooh, nice. I sell to vintage readers. Ooh.
Vintage Reader's Digest, approximately $15 and no cost.
What is Vintage Reader's Digest?
Reader's Digest, the magazines.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, wow.
So
That's
two
awesome.
of them are $15.
That's awesome. That's a great niche.
Don't even know. I don't know. Nope.
Yep, that's a great niche.
Yep, I don't need to do that. I got it. More power to you, Chris. You got that market. I'm staying out of it.
That's great.
Bright and shiny object syndrome.
I'm thinking of listing 5 a day. I would say if you are able to manage 5 a day, do 5 a day. Yeah. Those are, when you start doing something, the 2 things I would say is, are you going to be able to continue to do it? Like with your lifestyle now, can you do it? And also, are you going to want to do it next week? Is this something that you like? Are you passionate about these things? Do you know about these things? If you have someone ask you some obscure question that regular people wouldn't know, but you should know being in that market, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you have the knowledge for it? And if the answer is yes, then 100%. Start with where you are. 5 listings, if that sounds good to you. Try it. If it's too much, back it down a little bit, because you don't want to get overwhelmed and then hate it.
So here's what I would do. If you're thinking of listing 5 a day, I would do, and you're not sure, do 2 weeks, put them all in drafts.
Smart.
And then start listing from your drafts, oldest drafts first.
Mm-hmm.
You list those, and you build 5 more. List 5, build 5 more.
The condensed books, yes. 2 for $15. No one wants them. I do. Oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even know. Yeah. Would be.
I usually see those
me.
things at my local thrift store or the library, and they like, I have my library. I can go in and fill a bag for $2.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Turn off the bright and shiny object syndrome.
Yeah, no, I am not interested in. I don't want to do Etsy. Let's say I work full-time days. Yeah, baby steps, absolutely.
Then you've got a pretty full plate. So before you start actually listing 5 a day, do 5 a day into your drafts for 2 weeks. Then that way you should be able to see whether or not because that's Monday through Sunday for 2 weeks. So you should be able to see if anything is going to happen that's going to put a monkey wrench in your schedule.
Right.
If in that 2 weeks that you find that is possibly an issue, then you can back down to 1 or 2 or 3, and you've already got some drafts built up.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you decide when you start listing, that needs to be an everyday thing.
Yep.
Period. But you have the draft bank for when crap happens.
Yep.
So that just means that the next day you have to do double whatever it is. So you always maintain that cushion.
Solid.
Oh, wow. We're at an hour.
I know. That's crazy. I just looked at the clock. I'm like, what in the world? That went fast.
It did. Okay. So do you want to, let's see. When are you going to put out your information to join your challenge?
Can I add it afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Manually release the drafts or let eBay release, Cheryl?
Either one, because you can do scheduled listings and just, you can do the drafts, build the 2 weeks worth of drafts, and then you can schedule those so that it is what it is, right? And then it's hands off and you don't have to worry about it anymore. But then each day you would just build 5 new or whatever your number is. You'd build those new. They would then go into your scheduled. And I think you can only do 2 or 3 weeks worth of scheduled.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, so, but if it's 2 weeks and you do this for 2 weeks before you start listing, then you'll know what your goal needs to be per day. And whatever you decide that it is, I would suggest that that's your plan for a year. You don't deviate from it.
Yeah. I feel like that's the magic number.
I do too.
Yeah. It's like a little bit of shock when, you tell someone that, they're like, a year.
A year?
Yeah.
I can't work for a year?
The thing is, if you were going to do it anyways, hopefully you would still be in a year later anyways. You'd be doing it either way.
Right.
Right.
And the thing that with eBay, with these online platforms, the thing that gets people the most is the consistency.
Yep.
And trying to grow too fast.
Yeah.
So if you do that for 2 weeks before you ever actually start listing, not anymore. They do not charge for scheduled listings anymore. So you can do that with no additional fees. So if you can build those for 2 weeks, you know what your goal is, then you just work that same goal for a year, and then you just put that money right back in, money right back in. Every time you get a sale, it goes right back into your business, and then just let eBay compound it. It's basically doing the Richest Man in Babylon, that thing, but inside of eBay.
Yep.
Let the babies work for you, and then
That's
the
right.
grandkids,
and the grandkids,
and the great grandkids.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Well, great. Okay. Well, yeah, Cheryl, when we hop off, I will share the link to the challenge. I made the worksheet in Canva, so I'll share that also. Yeah.
So yeah, just let me know, or put it in the comments on both, or you send it to me and I'll stick it in the description under mine.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think I might go in and do the You pick the minutes, you pick the one thing. And so we'll have both of those items available so you can pick your challenge.
Yep. Great. Well, I can't wait. I'm not sure who's still on. We have 4 people watching right now. Does anyone else have any questions? Let's see if anyone else had any questions. Or Chris, do you have any other questions? Today went by. I mean, we say this every week, but it goes by faster and faster every time. It really does. Do-do-do.
So I guess we'll finish up the Richest Man in Babylon next week.
Yep.
And then we will move on to The Millionaire Next Door.
Yep.
Okay.
That sounds good. Okay, great. I guess there's no other questions. Thank you guys for watching.
We're having our audience control our reading list.
Right. But hey, I'm down for it.
Yep.
I hope that people keep, well, and then after that we have Atomic Habits. I'm like, I hope that we keep getting recommendations.
Right. And I hope that more people will come on in and join us for that.
I think so. Yeah, guys, also, if you enjoyed any part of this today, please like, comment, share, tell your friends, tell a friend and tell a friend to come on in and say hi, come in and ask questions, give recommendations.
Right.
Check on us with our challenge.
Hold us accountable.
Yes. All right, folks. I don't think there's any other questions. I think we're all done here. Can't wait to see you guys next week. I think we're good, right? Okay, Cheryl. All right. See you guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.